Finishing 75 hard didn't give me the best physique of my life. In fact, for the second half of the challenge, I almost didn't do the strength trainings, and as a result, I lost almost all of my muscles. But I still think that it's one of the best things I did in my life, and I think you should do the challenge too. But first, let's discuss the main thing. Why did I even start at the first place? In spring 2024, I, inspired by a lot of fitness creators, decided that it's my turn to finally eat more than a maintenance, to get some muscles and bulk. Now looking back, I don't think it was the wisest decision for me, but in May 2024, after finishing my bulk, all happy and energized, I have to start cut. And nothing can explain the situation that happened better than the TikTok I did by myself. Even though I chose photos really nicely and it seems like I did a really big progress, in real life it wasn't that linear. Sometimes I gained, sometimes I lost, but let's just state it as a fact. It wasn't just 1.5 years of cutting, it was a series of failed cuts. And the problem with failing something so many times isn't the fact that the cut that takes someone 60 or 90 days to complete you're gonna do 2 years. No, it's the fact that you stop trusting yourself. If you failed so many times, what is the point to start a new cut if you know that you don't have enough self-control or whatever it is to finish it? So that's the state I was in during the summer 2025. A bit more than a year after actually starting the cut. And I have almost accepted that I'm just not the person who can do that. But in October, on the day I turned 20, I decided that I cannot just give up. I cannot agree with the fact that I cannot do something. So I made a deal with myself. I decided to do one last try. But this time there is no self-sabotage, no doubt, and 100% of efforts from me. And the only challenge that popped up in my mind when I set those rules to myself was 75 hard. So just to be on the same page with everyone who watches this video, let me quickly explain what 75 hard is. So basically it's a challenge that became insanely viral on social media for a fact that it has insanely strict rules you have to follow. I found a few versions of 75 hard on the media, but it seems to be like the most standard and popular one. Most of the rules are about fitness, but what makes the challenge insanely hard is that if you fail at least one of those things, you have to restart the challenge from the day 1. Even if you were on the day 70. People who have completed the 75 hard state that it divided their life on before and after, and also it helped them to get into the best shape of their life. Yeah, let's continue. So I took those rules and I modified them a bit just to fit my life better. So I ended up with those rules of the challenge for myself. And my day 1 of the challenge actually started with a big challenge. Let me explain. Day 1 started amazing. I woke up, drank water, did some college stuff, went to the gym. In one word, I was really enthusiastic about completing things from this list. But then, somewhere in the evening, things went wrong. I kind of injured or just strained my back. And it happened in the most stupid way possible. I simply had to grab something from the floor, so I twisted my body, and the next thing I remember, I fell on the floor with insane back pain. I almost cannot move my body, I almost cannot breathe, and yeah, I still have to do something on the list. Full of motivation and painkillers, I of course complete the second workout of the day and half-banded walk around the streets for 45 minutes. As a result of day 1, I could not gym at all for the whole week, so I would just go on walks outside or later do the cardio on Stairmaster for 45 minutes. Anyways, the first 2 weeks is not even the hard part, even though that's exactly what I thought when I started the experiment. No, it's all motivation of new beginnings, novelty, dopamine. The really hard part actually starts after, somewhere around day 20. The routine actually becomes routine, if you know what I mean. The challenges are no longer exciting. You know exactly what you have to do, and it repeats from day to day, the same thing. And that's exactly where I started to think, well, there is no way I would fail the challenge at this point. It's literally a habit of mine right now, right? If that's the case, what is the point of continuing the challenge if I already proven that I can do that? Yes, that's exactly what I thought. I'm not even joking. Of course, if I completed 20 days does not mean that I complete 75. But it was not me saying that. It was boredom that was talking to me. Because the middle of the challenge is hard simply because of the boredom. You get bored of doing the same thing every day. There is nothing new in that. You already know exactly what you're gonna do tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, in 2 weeks. And the only thing that can help you in that period, or at least what helped me, is one day at a time mentality. And that's actually insanely important to not quit during that period, because after that, something amazing awaits you. You no longer debate if you should go to the gym, or eat healthy, or go to that 45-minute walk outside. No, at this point, those actions are part of you, or you can call them simply habits. And for that reason, the rest of the challenge was going pretty smooth, at least until the day 45. It should have been another day of 75 hard. I already had, 44 of those before, but in the morning I woke up not from an alarm, but from a horrible back pain, exactly the same as I had in the day 1. But the huge difference was that I no longer had that energy. I no longer was motivated to go over that challenge. It wasn't an obstacle I should overcome on the first day. It was just a horrible back pain that I have no idea how to deal with. It was the first day during the 45 hard challenge when I actually thought, that's it. I'm not continuing. I'm simply giving up. But as day was going by, as my painkillers were kind of working, even though not eliminating the pain completely, I had a thought in my head, well, why not just go walk right now? Like, it's nothing hard. I was doing it every day for 44 days already. So I'm just going for 45-minute walk once and one more in the evening. And it actually worked. I didn't debate with myself, I just agreed with that thought. And that's how I didn't fail the challenge even on the hardest day possible. The day that actually almost brought me to the day 1. After that, even the final weeks weren't a challenge for me. The only thing that I changed is that now instead of the workout at the gym, I was just walking extra. But not because I was too lazy or anything, but because the gym membership has ended and walking for 45 minutes actually saved me time during the finals week where I did need the time to prepare for the exams or complete the final projects. Anyways, my last days of the term went really well. And then there was an event that actually added some fun even in the mid-days of 75 hard. For the winter break, I traveled back home. I traveled to Ukraine, and it wasn't the easiest route at all. Imagine a flight from Phoenix to London, then another one from London to Warsaw, and then a 24-hour bus with a 6-hour delay or more at the border from Warsaw to Kiev. So yeah, more than 2 days in travel. And since I wasn't sleeping at all during that time, I decided that it's fair if I merge those 2 days in one day of 75 hard. And yes, I still completed everything, but since I physically couldn't go outside, like from airports or buses, I decided to do both of activities, both of 45-minute workouts inside, and it was simple walking. Saying that my lifestyle in Ukraine changed compared to what I had in Arizona is literally saying nothing, starting with the climate change from a warm Arizona climate to Ukrainian winter, and ending with the constant electricity outages and night air alerts. But despite all the challenges, I did successfully complete the challenge there. Of course, I didn't gym because there was simply no reason to get the gym membership for only, what, like 15 days I would gym in Ukraine. So for the remaining days, I simply did 90 minutes of walking outside in a nice snowy streets. And just like that, I came to the day 75 on January 4th. And I won't say that I still kept completing the rules from the 75 hard simply because I just wanted to enjoy my time home. But I did get my positive outcomes from the 75 hard, and let's talk about that more. After I came back from Ukraine to the US with another 2-day travel, of course, there was one thing that I noticed. The habits that I got in Ukraine while finishing 75 hard, they didn't travel with me. I no longer had them. And that's actually a thing that is explained in the book Atomic Habits really well. And I'm completely okay with that because completion of 75 hard gave me something much more valuable and important than just a set of habits. First of all, if we go back to the reason why I started the challenge, self-trust. I did get it. Now I'm sure that I can start working towards any new habits and I'm gonna get it. Like, even during the 75 hard challenge, I started developing so many useful and new habits that I wanted to, but I just wasn't sure in myself, like a proper skincare or daily applications. Initially, they were not the part of 75 hard. But even beside that, I got a clear understanding of which system exactly works for me, how exactly I should plan my routine to be as productive as I can, while also feeling good and still continuing having things that I like in my life. I understood that there were productivity techniques in my life that I picked up from some books or YouTube videos, but they were actually simply not working for me. And I also found a lot of things that I thought are the best for me, like I will watch this YouTube video in the morning just to start the day, but later in the day I will no longer touch YouTube or social media. Yeah, it was a thing that I was telling myself. Turns out it of course did not boost my productivity. It was just really comfortable for me to say that. And while it may sound obvious for you, but 75 hard showed the problems that I didn't notice in my life and also helped me eliminate them. While there were positive things in 75 hard that gave me really positive and valuable knowledge about myself, there were also negatives of 75 hard, which I also analyzed, and now I have clear understanding of what I do not want in my daily system. For example, the rule of no skipping. Doesn't it even sound stressful? Because in my life, those 75 days were insanely stressful. Well, you cannot have any day off. You cannot have any unplanned things. You cannot make any mistakes. And also you have to plan everything. You cannot just decide one day, oh yes, I'm gonna travel there. No, you have 75 hard going on. And while this system actually works, and I think it is a nice experience to have for just 75 days, in my further life, I'm gonna actually implement the system from Atomic Habits, where you can skip your habit for one day, but you cannot skip for 2 days in a row. In my opinion, it's a system that is flexible enough, but it still constrains you, so you cannot just forget about habit or let it go. Another thing that I didn't like about 75 hard, which was probably my mistake because I did add a few rules to the original 75 hard challenge, but instead of just being a nice addition to my daily life, my whole day was building around those challenges, simply because they were way too time consuming to just not care about them. In my ideal system, the habits are like skeleton. They do not give you like only 2 hours of spare time in a day, but they keep you in tonus I think they make your day more productive, and on bad days, they set a bare minimum of you have to complete to feel good about yourself. So that was my personal experience with 75 hard, and I really think that every person watching this video should at least try completing it. Maybe you're going to modify the rules, which I actually encourage because each of us has different goals in our lives, and 75 hard pretty much is built around just getting into the best shape of your life. Oh, and by the way, here are my photos before after. I think it would be really unfair to say that there is no progress at all, but I just wanted to emphasize that 75 hard is much more beyond just physical looks. It's more like a way to understand yourself and what actually works for you. But going back to the topic that I was saying, I think one of the best ways to do 75 hard is to set your goals, what you want to look, act, feel like in 75 days. Understand which areas are the most responsible for that. Find a few habits and set rules. You can even ask ChatGPT to set rules that are like 75 hard but my own version, and do it. I feel like in this way you will also enjoy it much more, and you will be 100% sure that the 75 hard challenge you're doing actually aligns with your goals. That was the video, guys. Drop in the comments your thoughts on 75 hard, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. Bye!